Hey everyone, it's Maury. I just wanted to check in and let everybody know how I'm doing and what I'm doing. Like many people today, with everything that's going on, I have sort of escaped the city and brought myself up to the mountains to self-isolate. So I'm really in the middle of nowhere. There's not really any population to speak of. I'm really just kind of by myself, and I'm just not really sure. Like I was saying, I'm really just kind of by myself up here, and so I thought that I would share some tips on how to survive in the wilderness. There are a few things that you need when you're in the middle of nowhere like I am. Food, water, shelter, and then there are some other items that go along with that, like fire, clothing, stuff like that. But I thought I would share my expertise and just kind of go through some of those items, being in the middle of nowhere like I am, with nobody really around to lean on or support me. So let me show you a few things, and hopefully it helps. So I think first and foremost, boy, it sure is windy up here in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. First and foremost is safety. So you can see that I have my green shirt on for blending in, for camouflage. And then I've got jeans on, and I've got good walking shoes so that, I'm hiking around in the forest here and I don't fall. It's important because if you're injured, there's not really anything that you can do if you're by yourself and there's nobody around, kind of like it is up here. So you really just want to make sure that you take care to not hurt yourself. Oh, yeah. Even as a young Maury, I was concerned about my fellow man, and back then, that was back in the 70s. Even back then, world hunger, food shortages were, a topic of discussion, and so I'm being heckled. So, I was concerned about what can we do about this, and I took it upon myself to look around and figure out, well, what is something that we're able to eat that there's a lot of, plentiful, something that everyone has access to. And it occurred to me that there's trees everywhere, and they come from the ground, they're organic, they grow just like everything else, but they don't really need any help, and there's tons of them. And so I went out into we had property. I grew up in Oklahoma, we had property. I went out into the woods and got some soft, fresh wood and cut it up into little cubes, kind of like you would serve at a restaurant. And then I figured, well, it's not really tender, so I'm gonna soak it for a while. So I soaked it for a while. I don't know what happened after that. I don't think I ate it. But I was thinking about it, and why not? It's organic, right? So we can, there was a wild Toyota. I figured, this, it doesn't want to come off, does it? Well, how about a tree branch? It looks tasty, right? It's kind of like a potato chip, almost like a natural potato chip, because it's crispy already. Just kind of breaks apart. So oh, there it is again. Yeah, so let's what kind of tree is this? It's a pine tree, so it should have like a pine nutty flavor. But you need, you got to eat, right? And You know, there's no chemicals or pesticides on this. So, all right, here we go. Oh my God. All right, that one wasn't ripe yet, apparently. So you want to make sure that you get ones that are ripe, because otherwise they don't taste good. So we'll keep looking. All right, so that tree wasn't ripe. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but you get what I'm saying. You know, you got to forage around and find stuff that's safe to eat, that's not full of chemicals, and you know, it's from the earth, and you know, you have to be able to support yourself. So you know, you get the idea. Food, like stuff to eat. So then next on the list was what was it? Water. There's got to be some water around here somewhere. I don't have a divining rod or anything, but I think I know where there's some water, and we'll go check it out. All right, so I'm hiking in the forest again. I really, okay, if we point the camera this way, that's better. There's nothing really to see over there. So I'm hiking along. The trail here is easy to walk on, and it's safe. There's no loose stones or anything. So we will just take care of that right now. Yeah, so let's go find some water. Okay, so we have found water. I don't know, there's stuff growing in that. I don't know. There's a pine cone. It's coming from up there. And there's a bunch of more water. I mean, you could survive off of this for a long, long time, I think. It's running, so it must be clean. The grass there is filtering it, you know. Boy, it sure is windy. It's probably pretty cold. I don't want to step in my water supply here. I'm going to go across. I got to make sure I don't contaminate it. So, well, I mean, that's, you know, there's plenty of water here, and it's coming from up there. See, there's more of that grass that's filtering it, so that it's fresh by the time it gets down to the sink. I'm not thirsty right now, so I don't really need any, but I think that there's even more. I don't know what's coming out of that water hole there, but I mean, there's plenty of it. Let's go take a look real quick. Make sure you watch your step. Oh, see, there's some more water. I gotta be careful. Let's go up here and see. Yeah, see, there's a whole lake there. There's a fence. I don't know what that means, but you know, it's a crisis too. So, you know, if you need water, you need water. But for now, you know, we have this freshly filtered water down here, and I guess this is probably fine. But I'm not thirsty. So I just wanted to show it to you and let you know that I have plenty of fresh running water. And yeah, it looks pretty tasty too. I'm sure it's pretty refreshing. I just, you know, I have a bottle of water, so I don't need any right now. But yeah, so there's the water component taken care of. See? We found food and water now. And what shelter, that was next on the list, huh? So let's find out what we do about shelter. All right, we're back in the forest. We're gonna go find some place to shelter. something to protect us from the elements and the that was weird. I don't know what that was back there. It looks like maybe a structure that was naturally formed. I don't know. Sure is windy. We need some shelter, don't we? Let's see if we can find something. See if we can find some shelter or something that we can build. You know, we can build stuff too. There's all kinds of building materials out here. The same stuff that you eat, you know. Those trees, once they're tender and ripe, you can take the small parts, take the small pieces off for dinner. I'll point this way. It's better to look at. It's prettier this way, anyway. But yeah, you can build stuff with what's left of those trees. And I'll give you an example of that. Oh, see, we have some building materials right here already. Somebody's already been here apparently, and they left them behind for the next traveler that made it out this far into the wilderness, you know. But take a look at this. All right, so this is what I was talking about. I mean, this stuff just, I mean, this one's been cut, but somebody left it. But you can do all kinds of stuff with this. I built so many forts when I was a kid. I was going to rent them out as vacation destinations. My mom wasn't happy about it because I stole all of her sheets to cover them. You know, that was, I didn't have any tarps or anything, so I took the bed sheets. She wasn't happy about that. But you've heard of the term lean-to. See, here's another one right here. And you can just prop it up like that, and you jam it in the ground like that there. Maybe like that's better. See that's got that natural shape for strength. And then you lay a bunch of them like that, and when you have enough of them, it blocks it off, and you can lay underneath it to block the sun or the wind or even the rain. If you get, like, I don't know, some mud or something, and jam it in between them, you know, you can block the water. See, and this one's a good one. See, this is a good one right here. See how it's got the fork? Because you can put this down like that, and it'll hold itself in place, so it can't go side to side. Or if you have it like that, see, watch this. This is a neat trick. Check that out. See, it holds it up. And if you have a couple of those, then you can make like a tent, and then you just need like a t-shirt or something to put over it, and it's a shelter. Plus you're in the forest, so the sun gets blocked anyway. But this is a safe little spot right here, and you know, you just have to make sure that there's no wild animals or anything. You have to watch out for wild animals. There's like skunks and stuff around here, and I've seen a couple dead ones, so I know that they're here, and I smell them too. So, you know, you just have to be careful. And then if you have a shelter, they can't get to you. So that's another reason to have a shelter. So that's food, water, shelter, and then what else? You need like clothing, which I showed you. I'm wearing my green shirt and jeans. Jeans are good because they're durable. And then fire. Fire is a tricky one. Fire, you know, you have to know what you're doing to start a fire. So I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, so now we're going to talk about fire. Try to block the microphone here. So you've probably heard of, starting a fire with a stick and you spin it real fast. It uses friction to create heat and set stuff on fire. So what you need is some kindling, very dry, very flammable stuff, kindling, or if you're in the mountains, it's kindling. So kindling. So you piled it up right there. And then you need a stick. And this is what you're going to use to create heat, right? Because you're going to spin it, and down here it's going to get really hot and it's going to set this shit on fire. You might have seen or heard about getting another stick with a string on it and wrapping it around this, and then you play it like a violin and it spins it real fast. And that's a good method too. I don't have a string, so I'm gonna have to use my hands like they did back in the day, like a couple hundred years ago. Usually you'd have like a rock or something right here to put the stuff on. This is just in the dirt. I don't have a rock. There's probably one around here somewhere, but anyway, so you put this in the kindling, and then you go like this and you start going like that, and you rub it in the same spot over and over again. Ow, that hurts. And the bark's coming off. That's gross. There's probably ow. What the? So you spin it, and then your hands go down like that, and it spins. It's not spinning very well. It's digging itself into the dirt though. That's why you need a rock, because it's going to dig itself down and make a hole. Now it's just going to make the dirt burn. It's going to set the dirt on fire, and then it's a problem because you don't know how flammable it is or what's underneath it. There might be a gas line or something. So you spin it. Ow! Ow! Ouch! Gosh, that thing's sticking me. Do it up here. You want to do it at the top anyway, because it's better. And you spin it. God, nothing's. Was that smoke? Did you see any smoke? I guess not. It's digging. Son of a bitch. Well, you get the idea, right? So that's it dug itself a hole. But you get the idea. So that's how you start a fire. In all seriousness, I hope this finds everybody safe and well. Take care of yourself, your loved ones. Stay inside. Don't expose yourself unnecessarily. We've got to get through this, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. But we'll make it. We always have, right? So until next time, be safe. See you soon. Have a great day.